Good evening, everyone. My name is Joshua Dishman, and I am an MBA student with the Healthcare Administration concentration. The title of the article that I am doing my presentation on is your hospital doing all it can to address its various patient populations? The author of the article is Leanne Rooney, published out of the Hospitals and Health Networks. This relates to the healthcare communication because it hits on the diversity in the healthcare field. This lack results in patients not receiving adequate care due to lack of understanding and proper communication in hospitals, which in a sense relates to healthcare literacy and a variety of topics. Now that we have a synopsis of the basic understanding of the article, let us go into further detail what the article is actually about and how it relates to what we have talked about thus far in this semester. The article first starts off going into detail the numbers of the diverse population in America to this day, and how some are receiving worse care than others. They explain why the struggles of inadequate health care lessen each year. There are still many gaps that need to be filled. Now that the problem has been identified, the article mentions how hospitals are making it their mission to provide better health care for all cultures. The last thing the article talks about is what is being done to improve the care for all cultures. There are also certain criteria that needs to be met, and these are listed in the article, as well as having cultural competence care and also having language accessible services to patients. I honestly thought this article was a pretty good read in which I learned a lot about the struggles that many cultures face and what has been done in order to fix these problems. With anything in life, there is always room for improvement, so let's look at the strengths and weaknesses of these papers. The strength to me was that their points of emphasis were very clear, in the sense that I definitely did not have any issue understanding what the topic was and their key findings. I always liked how they were very clear on the matters of the presentation too. They identified the problems, provided key insight and data to back it up. Then they discussed how they were going to go about fixing these issues as well. The one weakness that I saw was that there was not much involvement of the hospital's interaction in the study. They listed hospital requirements to address diversity stated by the Department of Health and Human Services, but also only did a few case studies from select hospitals. If more hospitals had been mentioned and added, I believe this would have added a lot more credibility to their article. Diversity in the hospital is still a recurring issue, and we have seen what this article has to say, but now I wonder what are your opinions. Some of the discussion questions I have to ask: have you or someone else close to you faced issues with diversity when dealing with a healthcare provider? If so, how was it handled? Do you think diversity in the hospital today is a major problem, or is it being handled pretty well by providers? And last, besides the one discussed in this article and presentation, can you think of any other problems that are still reoccurring today and with minorities in the healthcare field, and what can be done to fix them? To conclude, I would say this article made some very valid points, but it is very good to see these issues being addressed. Some improvements are better than none. As healthcare workers, I believe it is everyone's role to make sure everyone's experience at a hospital or clinic be as comfortable as possible, because a person's comfort level and ability to receive adequate care plays a huge role in their recovery.